stuff being thrown against the wall. You name it. It even had little mist-looking stuff that kind of looked like an ectoplasm coming in. That was really good. That was well done. The doors opening and shutting, I thought they did well. You couldn't really tell how they were doing. I'm sure it was a lot of strings and pulleys and stuff, but it worked well. There's a few scenes of the bed covers get pulled down at one point, and that looked really good. They probably had enough strings there to make it look like it's coming all at once instead of just folding up like an accordion. I really love practical effects. I like the way they look, and being 1973, this is all practical, and I mean, they did good, I thought. And so that's what helps hold it up for me. And there was a couple of effects there, such as there's a incident where Florence is being attacked by the black cat, and it is obvious that the cat is a puppet, but still she pulled it off pretty good. I mean, I can't fault her there. And one thing I did notice, the plot pretty well stayed the same from the book to the movie. Even the events and the way they happened in the book transpired real well going into the screenplay when he wrote it. The other thing I noticed is in the book it was very over-sexualized in the way the ghost was. You do have a little bit of that, but he really toned it down in the movie. Man, that's why it's rated PG. Although, there's a point in the movie where Florence gets undressed. It is dark in her room, but the silhouetted, you can see her breast. You can see her butt. So rated PG, I mean, they loosely did that. I mean, it wasn't enough to unless you're really paying attention, you're not going to notice it. And I've seen this movie several times, so it popped out at me. But that was probably the only thing I could see, it got by the rating system there a little bit, which I hope to one day actually have a topic and get some people on to talk about how the rating system is done now, because it's quite different from what it used to be. Obviously now, a lot of our horror movies are rated PG-13 and stuff, which is fine because they've cut back on the nudity and stuff, but still be very violent. And it could still have a story, have some have some good acting, but anyway, we'll get into that another time because I think that's worth talking about. Is just to see how the rating system is done and see how it's evolved from, this being 1973 rated PG to now it'd probably be rated PG-13, if not R, possibly just because of the slight nudity that you've seen. I can't say for sure. But all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was worth watching, and I'll probably watch it again. And this is some of my favorite movies, is the haunted house movies. And also within the movie, they tell the story, and I enjoy that. You get the story of the history of the Belasco house. Know what he did. You know that he was missing. Nobody could find him. And it gives you a whole mystery there, even though it kind of moves pretty quick. And that's where I think to companionize it, read the book, and then watch the movie. Or, if you watch the movie and read the book will help fill in some of the gaps for the plot for you from the screenplay. So you can do it either which way you want. But I would recommend reading the book and watching the movie together. I think you'll find that it goes real well with each other. And so for this movie, even though it was 1973, there's a few flaws in there, of course, but it still holds up. I would probably rate this one, give it 7.5, 8 out of 10, just because the practical effects were so good. And the acting was really well, especially Roddy McDowall and Clive Revel. They both did great playing the male characters in this one. Pamela Franklin, those three done a wonderful job on the screen, and they seem to work together, as I said earlier. And that's my review of Legend of Hell House and my little spat about The Walking Dead and the shows I've been watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I just want to give a shout out to all the listeners. It's wonderful having the listeners that I've got. I'm still learning this. I think it's getting a little bit better as I go, and I think it will be a lot smoother the farther I get. It seems to be a growing process. I went back and listened to my first episode, and oh my gosh. Horrible. Horrible. But in subsequent, I think the next episodes have been better. So just keep listening, hit that subscribe button, contact me. Email is thefrightcorner@mail.com. You can reach me on Facebook, search the Fright Corner page. There's also a YouTube channel I'm working on. It is the Fright Corner. I haven't done any videos as of yet, but I plan on doing some videos, probably do some game reviews there, maybe some gameplay stuff. I'm also on Twitter at the Fright Corner. And you can find this podcast on SoundCloud, Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. And with iTunes, please leave a review. You know, the more reviews and the more stars I can get, the more it's likely to be seen. And if you have any feedback, please let me know. Any requests, and if anybody wants to come on the show with me, I welcome it. I've got a couple of guests lined up coming up, and I even have an interview coming up with an author of a book. So it looks promising. I think we got a busy schedule ahead of us. So until next time, remember, keep horror alive and watch something that scares you. I'll see you next time right here at the Fright Corner.